supported in this race.
Forward now, Ambiente Friendly, the Derby runner-up. Can he get closer to City of Troy today? Back in distance for James Fanshawe, and Duretsa Vinny to become the first winner from Japan in this race. For the Juddmonte International, here's Mike Catamol.
And set and racing for this historic 2024 version of the Juddmonte International. Alf Flailer and Docklands were very slow to stride as they move through the first furlong, heading down the back. City of Troy has found himself in front through the first furlong and a half. Raw Rhyme on his outside. At this stage, Hans Andersen is on the inside in a share of third place with Ghostwriter, who's done well to come out from his outside draw to drop into fourth. Blue Stocking in fifth. And then on the inside, Ambiente Friendly, who's just a tad keen. On the outside, then the Japanese raider, Duretsa, in the red cap, sitting just off the pace. And they're followed through then by Blue Stocking and Zara Ken towards the back as well, with Calandagan, his compatriot, in the Aga Khan's green and red colours. They move over on the far side of the Knavesmire and head down now inside the final 3/4 of a mile at this stage at the back of the field as they move down the far side. Docklands is restrained in the rear, so too is Maljoum just ahead of him with Alf Flailer as well. Israel, the one in the black cap, is in the rear quarter. City of Troy then, an unlikely pacemaker in the Juddmonte International as they straighten up for the judge. Raw Rhyme and Duretsa three deep, followed by Ghostwriter, Hans Andersen, Blue Stocking, Zara Kem's green jacket with a white cap next, Ambiente Friendly. Then on the outside, Calandagan, Maljoum travelling well at the rear in the yellow jacket, and then Isra, Alf Flailer being pushed along. Docklands is starting to improve now, moves out of last place, but as they move down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, City of Troy still grinding it out in front here from Raw Rhyme on the outside. Down the centre, here comes Calandagan. City of Troy really putting in the afterburners now, though, as they race up towards the final furlong. He leads by about a length and a half. Calandagan trying hard to rein him in. Back in third place is Ghostwriter. City of Troy having to dig really deep here as they race inside the final furlong. He's made every yard so far, and City of Troy, what a game performance all the way in the city of York in the Juddmonte. Calandagan second, Ghostwriter, Blue Stocking, Raw Rhyme next, and then Duretsa.
City of Troy has made all the running and has won. He's taken the Juddmonte International. Calandagan is second, Ghostwriter in third place in a clean sweep for the classic generation. The front two clear of Ghostwriter, and Blue Stocking it was who fared best of the remainder. But Ryan Moore did not have Hans Andersen to lead him. Instead, that perceived pacemaker slotted in second on the inside, and Ryan Moore dominated from the front aboard the most talked about horse in training. His merit as to where he fits in the pantheon of the great horses will be debated and debated some more, but he has won this convincingly. And look at the way he's galloped out and galloped hard through the line. This is a bare minimum for him this distance today, and he has carved out a searching, swinging, even pace here, and has gradually, not spectacularly, but brutally efficiently ground the finish out of all his rivals, including the Fashik Calandagan, who barreled down the outside under Stéphane Pasquier. Looked as though he might claim him, but in City of Troy, he had an opponent too tough and ultimately too talented. He wins again.
And the unofficial time, Nick, that flashed up on the big screen here was 2:04:09, which would be the record. Now let's get official confirmation of the time. They can sometimes be a little bit wide off the mark, but See the Star's previous course record was 2:05:29. The official time here, 2:04:32.
That is a huge
confirmed.
time.
So nearly a second that he's lowered that See the Stars course record by, obviously on a day where we've already seen a course record that's been lost, but the sectionals were amazing as well. It was akin to what he produced on the July course last season when we worked together, and it was that really impactful, powerful performance from him where he maintained a strong gallop right through the line, and he's done that again today. He's done four consecutive sub-12 second furlongs from 5 furlong out to the furlong pole.
And look at him here, he's still full of running, well after the race. He was at his best right on the line, Jane.
Absolutely, still full of steel, as you can see. Ryan having to keep a lid on him. He's got a great appetite for racing, and we were questioning the setup and what would be best to show him at his best. go out there and play catch me if you can, set your own strong fractions, and that's exactly what he did. I don't think you could ask for any more than that performance. That was huge.
That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And look, he's threatened this without really producing quite what he's done today previously, but there is no doubt that this is a career best from him, and he's done everything so straightforwardly as well.
That was a terrific performance from City of Troy. You felt today was the day he needed to produce a performance that would define his career. And that's the line, isn't it? He smashed See the Stars' track record in the Juddmonte International. That set the seal on it. That's his reputation right there.
Absolutely. And, Ryan Moore has gone out and ridden him in a way that not many would have necessarily anticipated. I think it was mooted in some quarters that he may set his own stall out, and this is exactly what he's done, and you can see he's keen to do that from the gates opening. As soon as they opened, he was on him and he wanted to drive forward and get that position, and he's done exactly that and just galloped them into submission essentially.
And it's noteworthy where, look at Ambiente Friendly is the
guts of a whole second off See the Stars track record as well, and this is it. Hans Andersen, well, was this the double bluff? Or could he just not get to the lead? I suspect it might have been the former. Either which way, Ryan Moore was quite happy and quite confident that he had a horse that can just gallop and gallop relentlessly. He can stretch speed.
He doesn't bend his knee. He's relentless. He must have a huge lung capacity because this guy's able to burn horses. He came from behind to win the Epsom Derby. Well, today he did the complete opposite. Watch Ambiente Friendly. He was forever too keen. He lit up Ghostwriter just behind Royal Rhyme. He was then pushing Duretza wide, who had no cover. You can see Richard Kingscote fighting Ghostwriter there to try to get him back to settle. Blue Stocking had a lovely position, as had Zarakem. Behind them is Calandagan. Credit to him for making up ground on a day where nobody really is making up any ground. A huge run for him and the Aga Khan team. Horses in behind like Maljoum, Alflela, they never really got involved, Israr and Docklands. But this is the part, a big long home straight here in York. When Ryan starts to lengthen, asking this horse for more effort. The side-on angle is a really good demonstration of his action. He does not bend his knee. He really relishes this quick ground, and while he is lugging a little bit to his right, he's done that in the past. He's running straight and through. He hasn't seen a horse since he broke from the stalls. It's such a genuine performance. His lungs must be bursting at this stage as Calandagan comes down to lay down a gauntlet.
Most horses' lungs would be. His possibly aren't, because he kept going right through the line. Calandagan has also broken the track record, it should be said.
Yeah, make no mistake, he worked for that lead as well. I think it was 11.96 the on-course sectional time for his second furlong of the race, so he was pushing hard early on.
Aiden's blowing harder. Aiden's blowing much harder.
Well, there is pressure. Of course there's pressure. This means a lot, I'd imagine, in every sense of that word.
Well, there's been some bold statements about this horse, so it meant that he had to achieve more maybe than others have done. Not winning a Derby and winning an Eclipse almost wasn't good enough for City of Troy.
Such was the reputation they gave him.
Such was the reputation from day one, essentially. And this is a performance that more befits that reputation.
This was a performance of really ruthless efficiency.
As you said, Martin, for each of the last 4 furlongs, for the last half a mile, he's done sub 12 seconds all the way through. He has not just burned them off. Yeah. He's maintained that out and through the line.
It's not easy to do. Calandagan, what a massive run, as you said, and Ghostwriter, huge run. Huge run in
Connections
third.
have been wanting fast ground for Ghostwriter all season. They finally got it. Blue Stocking's run great in 4th. Duretza's in 5th. Ambiente Friendly tried, came up short today. The Derby runner-up. Exertions at the Curragh may well have left their mark slightly on him, but yeah, ultimately you needed a horse of the highest calibre to get near City of Troy today. Look at him stretch close home. His stride relative to his size is remarkable.
Yeah, he's a huge gate, and you know what, this track pays homage to that. Epsom was all about balance, coming from behind. It was a different test. Today he showed his pure raw ability.
Now Ryan Moore clearly is riding for today, but we all know the connections have talked about the Breeders' Cup Classic for this horse. Does he have a dirt action? Well, Arguably not. Is he the horse that can stretch speed and be tactical and just keep rolling like you need to? Absolutely, you bet your bottom dollar he is. He's certainly their most viable contender for a long time.
He's getting a huge reception here. There's an awful, I'd say it's 5 or 6 or 7 deep around the parade ring winner's enclosure to get a glimpse at what is the best turf horse in the world at the moment. He's got a huge reputation, but today he really proved he was worthy of it.
The notion that City of Troy was something out of the ordinary was something that was first mooted on his debut at the Curragh when Ryan Moore couldn't pull him up. It has been an extraordinary story of twists and turns subsequently, but one defeat on that otherwise blemish-free record. Today he's put the lot together and he smashed See the Stars track record. City of Troy, no mythology about this, he is much the best.
He is indeed, Nick, and of course the City of Old was renowned for its belligerence in repelling all comers, and indeed the equine version has done just that, in besting Calandagan in what is surely one of the races of the season on the Knavesmire in the Juddmonte International. What a performance, and what a time as well in breaking the track record. Both the winner and the runner-up have bested the clock, and the two have drawn well clear of Ghostwriter. In the end, 6 furlongs, City of Troy has run below 12 seconds. Some mighty sectionals produced there in what was a mighty performance in the feature race of the afternoon, and a